Most preppers are stockpiling the wrong stuff, and the guys laughing at them hardest. Former Green Berets who've actually had to live off what fit in their pockets. In about 4 minutes, I'm going to show you a $19 kit at Harbor Freight that a retired Special Forces sergeant carries in his truck every single day, not in his bug-out bag. His truck, and the 3 item on this list is something 90% of you already own, but you've been storing it in the absolute worst possible place. But the one that stopped me cold, a former Marine Recon scout told me about it in a gas station parking lot in rural Tennessee. It weighs less than 4 ounces, and it's been sitting on a Harbor Freight peg hook for years, marked down twice. Here's the situation nobody wants to talk about out loud. When things go sideways, and I mean fast sideways, grid down, roads locked up, stores emptied in 90 minutes flat, the guy who survives the first 72 hours isn't the one with the 3,000 rifle and the Instagram bug-out bag. It's the guy who had 7 specific items within arm's reach when everything else disappeared. And I'm going to walk you through every single one of them today. 7 items, all from Harbor Freight. Total cost, $19 and change. Now, before you roll your eyes, I said the same thing until a guy I know, 22 years Special Forces, 3 deployments, showed me what was in his center console. I counted $22.47 worth of Harbor Freight gear. That's not a coincidence. So here's what you need to know before we start. 7 is useful. You'll want it. 4 is going to surprise you. But 1, the one that closes the loop I opened at the top, most people have walked past it 100 times and had no idea what they were looking at. Stay with me, because the order matters. We're going to build this kit piece by piece, and by the time you get to Hadis 1, you're going to understand why the guys who've actually been in the field trust this over gear that costs 20 times more. Item 7, the Pittsburgh 100 lumen clip light dots 3, $99. We're starting with something so cheap, so overlooked, that most people wouldn't even mention it. But the reason it makes this list isn't the light itself, it's the Pittsburgh 100 lumen clip light, $3.99. Harbor Freight, clips to a hat brim, a jacket zipper, a belt loop. Here's what nobody tells you about grid down scenarios. The first thing that kills you isn't dehydration. It isn't lack of food. It's task paralysis in the dark. You can't find your gear. You trip. You make noise. You signal your position to people you don't want knowing your position. A retired Army Ranger I interviewed, 2 tours in Afghanistan, now trains civilian emergency response teams in the Pacific Northwest, told me something I never forgot. He said in every field exercise where someone failed, they failed because of something stupid. And stupid almost always started after dark. Most of you have headlamps. I know. They're great, but they're in your bag, which is in your closet, which is 3 rooms away when the power cuts at 2 a.m. This clip light lives in your pocket, or clipped to your sun visor, or on your keychain. $3.99 to end task paralysis in the dark. That's why it's on the list. But the next item, this one actually surprised me, because it solves a problem that most preppers don't even realize they have until it's too late. And wait until we get to SHTF. That one has a story behind it that I heard from a former Navy EOD tech. You'll want to hear it. Directly 6, the Warrior 6-in-1 Multi-Purpose Emergency Tool, $5.99, $6. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what kind of garbage multi-tool is $6? Stay with me. The Warrior 6-in-1 Emergency Tool at Harbor Freight. Seat belt cutter, window breaker, flashlight, signal whistle, magnetic base, compass. Now, I want to be clear about something. This isn't your primary multi-tool. I'm not telling you to ditch your Leatherman or your Gerber. This is your second multi-tool, the one you don't have to think about, the one that lives in your glove box, your wife's car, your kid's backpack. A friend of mine, former Marine, served as a vehicle commander in Fallujah, now does private security consulting, keeps one of these in every vehicle he owns. Everyone. He said, the $400 kit doesn't help your wife if she's in the other car. That hit me, because that's the gap in most people's plans. You've got your setup dialed, your go bag is immaculate. But what about the people you're trying to protect who don't think about this stuff 24/7? $6 fills that gap, $6 per vehicle. Think about that. Now, 5 is where this list starts getting serious, because the next item isn't just useful. According to a former Navy EOD tech I spoke with, it's the one item that separates people who've thought about this from people who think they've thought about this. 5. Harbor Freight nitrile gloves, 100 count box, $8.99. You're expecting something tactical. I get it. It's nitrile gloves, 100 count. Harbor Freight House brand, $8.99. Here's what the EOD tech told me, and this one stuck. He said in a real grid-down emergency lasting more than 48 hours, the single most common way people end up incapacitated isn't violence. It's infection, cut hand while clearing debris, tear in the skin while digging, puncture wound from something rusty while breaking into a locked space you need to get into. In a normal world, you clean it, slap on some Neosporin, and move on. In a world where the ER is overwhelmed or simply unreachable, that same cut, untreated, starts a clock. That EOD tech, 14 years in the Navy, diffused ordnance in 3 combat zones, now works as a trauma first responder trainer in the Southeast. He told me, the guys who make it through extended emergencies are the ones who never had to stop moving because of something preventable. Infection is preventable. 1 box of nitrile gloves kept clean changes the math on your hands. And here's the thing, they're not just for medical use. You're breaking into a flooded building? Gloves. You're handling contaminated water containers? Gloves. You're doing field expedient repairs on something leaking something you don't want in your bloodstream? Gloves. 100 of them for $9. That's 9 cents per situation. You don't end up incapacitated. We're getting to 3 in a minute, the one I promised at the top that you already own but have been using completely wrong. But first, 4, because this one is going to sound like I've lost my mind. Until I explain it, then you're going to go buy 3 of them. ITM 4, Pittsburgh 25-foot, tape measure Dongace, $3.99, $4. Pittsburgh 25-foot, tape measure, Harbor Freight. This guy's lost it. I hear you. Here's what a retired Green Beret, 18 years in 5th Special Forces Group, 2 decades of teaching SERI survival to active duty military, told me about measurement tools in a survival context. He said the moment most civilians break down in an emergency isn't when the scary thing happens. It's in the hours after. Build something when they have to figure out if that gap is small enough to cross, when they have to assess whether that shelter is structurally sound enough to sleep under. He put it this way: improvised construction fails because people eyeball everything. Eyeballing gets people killed. Then he pulled out a tape measure and said, "This is how I know a bolt hole is large enough for my shoulders before I commit to going through it." Think about what that actually means. In a grid-down scenario, you're rigging shelter, building barricades, assessing structural damage, measuring water containers, cutting rope to specific lengths, estimating distances for communication planning. Every single one of those tasks is faster, safer, and more reliable with a $4 tape measure than without one. And the reason it's Harbor Freight specifically. The Pittsburgh line is built tough enough for job sites. It's not a toy. It's not a flimsy fashion measuring tape from a kitchen store. It's a 30-year-old brand that contractors beat the hell out of every day. $4. Rough enough to survive what you're going to go through. Now, 3. I told you at the top, 3 is something most of you already own, and you've been storing it wrong. 3. Parallel safety wire, mechanics wire, .2.99, safety wire. The spool of thin gauge steel wire that's been sitting on the same Harbor Freight rack for 30 years. $2.99. Most of you have a spool of this somewhere. In the garage, in a junk drawer, maybe in a toolbox that hasn't been opened since you moved in. Here's the problem. The wire is right. The location is wrong. This wire has more uses in a survival or emergency context than almost any other item on this list. Snare construction, improvised lashing, emergency repair of broken pack frames, gun slings, vehicle components, tent poles, pack zippers, hanging a tarp, reinforcing a door, creating perimeter alerts, rigging a deadfall. A former Army Ranger sniper, 75th Ranger Regiment, deployed 4 times, now teaches wilderness survival courses in Montana, told me that in his SERI training, the item that experienced instructors consistently said they'd won in the field over everything else wasn't a fire starter or a blade. It was wire. He said wire is almost infinitely versatile. A knife can cut, but wire can hold, snare, hang, attach, and trip. Wire thinks for you when you're too tired to think. The reason most people have this wrong is that they keep it in the garage and not the go bag. The garage doesn't go with you. This wire should be in whatever container you'd grab if you had 90 seconds to leave. $3. Goes in the bag, not the garage. We've got 2 left. 2 is the one I said most people get completely wrong. And 1, that's the loop I've been holding open since the top of this video. It's coming. But first, 2, and this one involves a story from a guy who spent 26 years in the U.S. Army, and it starts in a hotel parking lot in Colorado Springs. I-2 PSGH 120 piece. Ratchet and socket set. I said most people get this completely wrong. Here's what I mean when people plan for vehicle breakdown scenarios: engine failure, flat tire, mechanical failure during evacuation. They pack a jack, they pack a tire iron, maybe some fix-a-flat. What they almost never pack is a tool that can actually address the real reason vehicles stop moving. The 3/8-inch flex head ratchet from Harbor Freight's Pittsburgh line, $6.99. A retired chief warrant officer, 26 years in Army aviation, kept helicopters flying in combat conditions for 3 decades, told me this. He said, when a vehicle fails in a tactical environment, 9 times out of 10, it's a loose or broken bolt. Not the engine, not the transmission, a bolt. He said the guys who got stuck in the field weren't the ones with the hardest problems. They were the ones with a hard problem and no ratchet. This CW, call him Ray, because that's actually his name, and he's fine with me using it, kept the flex head ratchet in every vehicle he operated or was responsible for, military or civilian, for 26 years. He said the flex head matters because you can get into tight spaces around engine components when you're working in a parking lot in the dark, on your back, in the rain. Here's the part that trips people up. They think, I have a toolkit at home, which is great until you're not at home. Until you're 60 miles out of town when the grid drops and your alternator bracket starts rattling loose. The fix-a-flat doesn't solve a loose alternator bracket. The flex head ratchet does, $6.99. Small enough to fit in the center console. Heavy enough to actually torque a bolt under field conditions. That's 2. Now, I've been holding the HEIS 1 item back since the start of this video. I told you it was something a former Marine Recon scout told me about in a gas station parking lot in rural Tennessee. I told you it weighs less than 4 ounces. I told you it's been on a Harbor Freight peg hook for years. Here it is. Here's what most people picture when they think about Harbor Freight survival gear. Cheap knockoffs of real tools, dollar store quality, stuff that breaks when you need it most, and then there's the automatic center punch, $4.99. Spring-loaded, fits in a shirt pocket, has exactly one function. It delivers a focused, repeatable impact point hard enough to shatter tempered glass with zero effort. The Marine Recon Scout, his name is Darnell, 8 years Scout Sniper support, 2 combat deployments, now does contract training for state emergency management agencies in the South, told me this story in the parking lot of a Flying J outside of Cookeville, Tennessee. He said he was on a highway outside of Charlotte during a flash flood event 3 years ago. A car went into a drainage culvert. The driver couldn't get the door open. Water pressure had sealed it. Nobody had a window breaker. Nobody had a punch. 3 guys stood there in the rain throwing elbows at tempered glass that doesn't break from elbows. Darnell had an automatic center punch in his shirt pocket. He said 1 tap, corner of the glass. It didn't shatter dramatically like the movie. It spiderwebbed and fell apart in 2 seconds. We got the driver out. The multi-tool on this list, item 6, has a window breaker. Good. But you know what's easier than a multi-tool in a crisis? Something that requires 0 thought, 0 unfold, 0 searching for the right blade. 1 spring-loaded punch that you grip in your fist and press. Darnell now teaches vehicle extrication as part of emergency response curriculum. He tells every civilian class the same thing: $5 center punch, shirt pocket, muscle memory. That's it. That's the whole lesson. And here's the thing about why it's Harbor Freight specifically. The Pittsburgh branded spring punches are built for metalworking. They're not survival toys. The spring mechanism is hardened for industrial use. For under $5, you are getting a legitimate metalworking tool that happens to be the most effective glass breaker you can carry. Tempered glass on modern vehicles is specifically designed not to break from blunt force over a wide area. It's designed to break from focus point impact. That's the physics. The automatic center punch delivers focused point impact with a calibrated spring every time. Without thinking about it, this is what the Recon Scout told me in that parking lot. This is what's been sitting on a Harbor Freight peg hook for years. 4 ounces, $4.99. and it's the item that the guys who've actually had to get someone out of a vehicle in an emergency reach for first. Now, I said at the top there was one item that would shock me most. I've been building to it. Here's the full $19 kit for anyone writing this down. Item price or 7, Pittsburgh 100 lumen clip light, 6 Warrior 6-in-1 emergency tool, $5.99 Tor 5, nitrile gloves 100 count, $8, $99 4, Pittsburgh 25 FT tape measure, $3.99 Tor 3, $3.99 3/8, flex head ratchet, $6.99 1, automatic center punch, $4.99 total, Harbor Freight, $37.93 if you buy all 7. But here's what I didn't tell you. These aren't survival fantasy items. They're not B-up showpieces. They're working tools that experienced men who've had to actually use gear in the field, under stress, in bad conditions, keep within arm's reach every day. The Special Forces sergeant I mentioned at the top, I'll call him Marcus. He said something to me that I want to leave you with. He said, I spent 22 years training for scenarios that never happened. And the 3 times I actually needed survival skills, it had nothing to do with a combat scenario. It was a flash flood, a car accident on a back road, and a 2-day power outage where my wife's insulin needed to stay cold. None of my expensive gear mattered. The stuff in my truck console, that stuff mattered. Write that down, bonus item, and this is the one nobody talks about, a 4-pack of Harbor Freight cable ties, the 8-inch, 50-pound tensile strength black UV-resistant ones. $149 for 100 of them, a retired SEAL, 16 years, teams 3 and 8, told me he's used cable ties more times in field expedient problem solving than he can count. Securing a splint, holding a tarp, field repairing a broken strap, bundling a makeshift stretcher, organizing gear under stress when your bag is turned inside out in the dark, $1.49. Get them. Throw them in. That brings your total Harbor Freight kit to under $32 on any given sale weekend. Pays 5. Loyalty loop close. One more thing before you go. Everything I just showed you is the where you keep this kit matters just as much as what's in it. In my next video, I'm breaking down the 3 locations in your vehicle where experienced operators stage gear, and why the spot 90% of civilians use is the first place that becomes inaccessible in a rollover or flood scenario. One of those 3 spots will surprise you, and one of them is somewhere most people store completely useless stuff. If you want to be notified the second that video drops, hit the bell, because I'm also going to include something I haven't covered anywhere on this channel yet. The one Harbor Freight item that a former USAF pararescue jumper told me he wishes he'd had during a search and rescue operation in the Cascades. Not a kit, not a multi-tool. One specific item, $12. That video drops in the next few days. You've been watching this channel because you're not the kind of person who waits until it's too late. You're building the foundation now while there's still time to build it right. Keep building.